Okay. So Bud and Lisa were living at Illinois and they were closest to Chicago. Essentially, their business was in the middle of nowhere, as you can see. Where they were, if you look at the distance, their business was nowhere. You can't hear me. Belinda, check your, please, is there any other person who can hear me? Or it's just Belinda? Please use this thing for me, the chat box. Let me know. Let me know, please, 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 please. Belinda, check because somebody can hear me. So this is what they did. Just like all of us, we don't have, sometimes you are looking for more customers, but you are not getting it. So what do? Bud and Lisa created a social media ad. And the ad, they specifically targeted people interested in gardening with certain radius, within a certain radius. Remember the last time we learned about local business, right? And so they had a lot of Christmas trees. It was getting to Christmas. So they really wanted to sell off the Christmas tree. So they created a social media ad. And every once in a while, they used to get messages. They will get a message or a call that we're lucky enough, somebody will come in and say, oh, I want to buy something. But they really wanted lots of customers. They didn't want once in a while customers. The situation that most of us are facing right now. Like once in a while, you run the ad, you post on social media, somebody will come and ask, but you want people to be asking. Meanwhile, they were even making ad. That means that they were paying Facebook and Instagram to create ad for them, but they were still not getting the sales they wanted to get. So what happened? Now, this is the ad that they created. If you look at the ad from before, this one, look at this ad, kindly look at it very well, and look at this current ad that they created, you will see that there is a clear distinction between the two ads. So before the Christmas, the ad that they were creating and this one, what can you see from this? Unfortunately, today I'll not get the time for us people to respond, so I'll just be going ahead. You realize that this ad is so much visible. It's so much captivating. It captures your eyes than that single ad of that Christmas photo. Just look at this one. Look at this. This wasn't even captivating. But with this ad, you realize that it is so captivating that it catches your attention. You would want to know what is happening. And the surprising thing is that immediately they posted this ad, all their Christmas tree sold out. All the Christmas trees sold out. And they realized that not only was the ad beautiful because it captured their eye, it was effective. So much that they, as I said, they sold out. And every time they put up a new ad, they realized that it was selling out because the pictures and everything that they were using, the pictures, the visuals they were using were very, very nice. Now, how did they do that? How were they able to raise so much money, over $500 per one ad? How were they able to do that? That is what we are going to learn. If you want to create an ad or you want to post, how were they able to make an effective, engaging video for just, they said they created everything. Every day they were being charged $1.99. How did they do that? And that is what we are coming to learn, the mobile studio. So basically, Chad and Lily were introduced to Facebook Mobile Studio, which is one of the many approaches to building great creative by using the devices everyone has in their pockets. Whether it's a mobile phone, no matter what kind of mobile phone, a smartphone that you are using, and just a few experiences and in a few expensive creative apps, you are able to create something worth it, because not all of us have money to pay people to come and take good photos for us or create flyers for us every time. Sometimes you might do it once in a while, but not every time that you get people, you get money to do that. So I'm going to take you through the Facebook Mobile Studio of how to create these amazing pictures, amazing flyers, and some inexpensive. Some are not really expensive. Some are just, you can pay as little as $30 for a year to use that app, or some of them are even free. So that is what we are going to learn. So what you have to know is that when it comes to Chad and Lisa's story, it's not like they were doing anything bad before. It is what every small business do. But what we don't realize is that we could easily make our ads become quantifiable. That means that we'll get a lot of sales out of it, or a lot of leads out of the ads with just using our smartphones. So there are apps like Video Shop where you can create content just like Bad and Lisa did. They didn't even use a lot of money. They didn't hire anybody or use any fancy equipment. Now you can buy, how do we call this? Lightning system. Some of them as cheap as 50 Ghana cedis. You can buy tripod and everything. Let's go into it and see how we can create these quantifiable, nice ads for ourselves on social media. The truth is, there is this myth that there is only way to make great content is you need a budget. Like sometimes when I work with some clients and I say, oh, we need to get some good pictures. We need to, then they will say, oh, the props. I need to get props. We need a good photographer. We need to do this. Like they are thinking of huge budgets and all that. But the truth is that when it comes to posting on social media and everything, even in general, you don't really need that kind of high gadgets. Let me tell you a truth. Somebody like Zion Felix, I've known Zion for about 5 years now. Zion spends money with regards to what is this? His phone. He invests in buying phones. So most of the videos we used to see when Zion is out of the country, Zion doesn't carry along those first no mucha video, no, that video camera and all that. He uses his phone. He has the apps on his phone. Sometimes the things that he might use is the tripod and probably for audible sake, some cordless mic and all that, which are very, very cheap that anyone can buy. Zion Felix, as I know him, I remember he came to shoot one of my sisters. I call her sister Mary Ajiman's video. She was launching an album, and it was just his phone that he was using to do the interview, to take pictures and everything. And the same way that we can also do it. But if you go to Zion's page, you see the number of followers. Yes, he's a blogger, but it's probably because of the consistency and the quality of videos. So I'm trying to tell you that you don't need a huge budget in order to create content. You can do that by investing in, let's say, tripod, camera, lighting system and everything, and then you create that picture. Some of the phones too are of high quality that you can actually use. Like these that you are seeing here, all these were made by small businesses just like ourselves, and they used what I call mobile phones and creative shops, and some creative apps as well. They will take the picture. There are a lot of creative apps all around that you can actually use to highlight, to filter, to brighten your pictures, to change the theme and everything. They are all done by apps. And why is why is Meta teaching you this? Meta is teaching you this to make you understand that now visual sales, you want to be able to make sales on Facebook. You want people to notice you. You want people to buy from you. You want people to, it's the visuals. And the news splash is that if your visuals are not of high quality, trust me, when you make a post, sometimes it doesn't sell. You can try the two. You can take one picture that was very clear, and you can take another picture that wasn't very clear. The quality is not all that, because there are some people that they will take a picture, they will put it on social media, Facebook, on Instagram. There is the interface is like blurry, or I say samai. Those things affect how the reach of your your posts. They affect it. When it's high quality, people will see it and they will say that, oh, this is nice. They would want to know more. It captures their attention. So this is why we are taking our time to teach you this one. It's one of the things. Now, as I was saying, people consume content differently on mobile. So let's take a step back. I'm going to share some content as to why it's important to have a great content, especially on Facebook and IG. I gave you a summary of that, but I'm going to share into details a bit. So the thing is that mobile has trained people to focus. Having a mobile phone, you want to focus on something because you have a small interface. So at every point in time, your eyes are stuck onto something. And because of that, you want to choose what is relevant for you and consume what matters and then move on. How many of us are like that? Let's just raise our hands. Let's use the hands and see. How many of us are like that? When you are on, because you're on your phone, whether you go on social media, Instagram or Facebook, you are scrolling through, something will just capture your eye. That is when you will stop. It's not everything that you are going to click on, but if it captures your eye and you read the content and it's good, then you are good to go. I've seen some hands raised up. That is awesome. So that is us. Because it's a mobile phone, we want to focus. We choose the ones that are relevant to us. We consume what matters to us, and then we move on. As simple as ABC. And it's because of that. Unfortunately, these ones are not able to open, but let's go on. I don't know what is wrong with that. Because of that, you might want to make your images very, very clear. So through research, we found that consumption in mobile feed is frequent, fast, and often sound free. So, you know, now if you realize, if you go to Facebook and there is an ad, there is people's ad are showing, or people's adverts are showing on your time feed, you realize that the sound is off. You will have to click on the sound before you are able to hear, especially if something captures your eye. And you would only click on the sound if it captures your eye, the emotions captures your eye before you click on the sound. How many of you have done that before? You see the ad or somebody's page scrolling. You realize that the sound is off. The emotions captures your eye before you click on the sound. Yes, I see some hands raised up, and that is the truth. So anytime you make an ad or you post something, whether it's a visual, a motion visual, when I say motion visual, it can be a GIF, it can be a short video or a long video. Take the sound off, then watch it to see if it will appeal to you without the sound before you post it. So think about how you use your word. It's something that resonates with us. People consume, once they see it, they often see it, they will consume it. Once it's fast, that means that like 15 seconds. Now that is the thing. 15 seconds, they are ready to see it. And when the sound is off, they are ready to check it. If it appeals to them. Let me just drop this thing in. I was reading Michelle Obama's book, Becoming. And she said that when the husband started the campaign and then she was helping, what she realized is that she was getting a lot of downs. People were attacking her personality. She looks like a man and all that. Her team had to re-strategize. When they brought in an expert, the expert on communication, the expert said, so people were actually calling Michelle bitter woman, angry and all that. And she didn't understand because she wasn't bitter, she wasn't angry. So when they brought in the experts, they watched all the videos without sound. And the videos without sound, they realized that her actions, her face, her demeanor depicted somebody that was like angry and all that. So they had to now coach her on even how to use her hands, how to speak, how to make her face. So all those celebrities and all those people that you see, they have coaches who train them when it comes to non-verbal communication. And when you want to post something online, this is the same thing that you have to do. You have to think about the person going to watch it. So you have to watch it and see, if it were to be me, how is this going to communicate to me? And that is why visuals are important. Visuals are important. 75% of all data, this was an earlier research, and as you can see now, I keep saying since the first class that now most of the things people want motion, they want something, an action, the visuals. People want visuals. And as at 2020, we already had the data that by 2020, as at I think 2019, we already had the data that by 2020, 75% of data will be by video. And now in 2022, we can testify to that about 95% of data is by video. Creating engaging content that stops people as they scroll and capture their attention. This is the key. And the one way for you to accomplish everything when it comes to making sales, creating awareness and everything. A video that will capture their attention, a picture that will capture their attention, a flyer that will capture their attention. We've already learned about advertising strategy, and we've already said that you have to be consistent. So you should do it in such a way that somebody will see your adverts on a platform or put on a phone far away, and will see the colors and the theme and the style and everything. The person will say, oh, this flyer or this image is by Kaya App. This image is by Judy's Collection. This image is by Immense Company, Wilhelmina, blah, blah, blah. So we have to know all those things. And that is what we are doing. So then what is a good mobile content? What is a good mobile content? I know I am Russian. I get that. But if I'm not audible enough and you are not capturing it, just let me know. Let me know. Drop it in the chat box. I will see. So what is a good content, a good mobile content? Let's get into it. A good mobile content is a content that is time stopping. Time stopping. This is what we mean. I've already been explaining it. It means that it should be visually exciting. It should excite you visually. I mean, we all know what visual means. So it should be visually exciting. It should have some animated message and a clear call to action. So if you want your content to be time stopping, that means that people will stop and click, or people will stop and do something. It should appeal to their eyes. There should be some animated message in it, probably a call to action bar, and it should be clear. What call to action do you want them to consider? It should capture the attention early. They say that the attention span of people now ranges between 3 seconds to 5 seconds. So in your first 3 seconds of your video, or your first 3 seconds of your image, or your first 3 seconds of your flyer, your content is supposed to capture the attention of the other person, of your targeted market. It's supposed to capture their attention. And also it's supposed to show your product or service in an interesting way. In an interesting way. When you make it, I think we learned this in the advertising class. When you make it too rigid, as I be perfect, people know that it's not true. If you're selling pomade all the time, what capture pomade, just the pomade packaging and everything, people know that you are being fake. Sometimes you can let somebody be using a creative idea. You see, those kind of things, it captures the attention. Do you get it? That is why you see all these big brands investing in marketing, brand ideas and everything to make it creative, to make it so that it's in an interesting way. This is the same thing that you are supposed to do. So the next time you are trying to create a content, and that's why we learned the content calendar, for you to plan ahead, the content planning also. If you didn't join that class, you can check it. It was recorded. You can go and watch it. For you to plan ahead, it is very, very key for you to plan ahead so that you know which content that you are using. So don't forget that it's supposed to capture the eyes. It's supposed to have some simple animation. Let us know the clear call to action. Supposed to capture our attention early, and then it shows the use of our product or service in an interesting way, not always the one way of doing stuff. Now, make sure that your content as well is built for mobile, because now a lot of people, about 99% of people are on their mobile phones. So make sure that the videos, the images and everything that you are using, it is built for mobile. And how can you make it built for mobile? Your video content should be 15 seconds or less. As I said, if it's supposed to be longer, then make sure that the 15 seconds captures the attention of the target market. Make sure you build your content as a square or vertical to maximize the experience on mobile. Build the content as square or vertical. So the frame should be 1:1, 1 by 1, or it's supposed to be vertical.
Hello.
Please, I am teaching. You've just blocked my internet access. I'll call you back, please. Hello? Can you hear me? Some of you will be on the call and they will still call my line when I'm teaching. Please don't do that. It blocks the internet access. Okay, so as I said, the frame is supposed to be 1:1 or use a vertical one. And also make sure that because it will show in the news feed, since you have to turn the sound on, oftentimes, as I said, the content is viewed without sound on. So make sure that whatever information that you are sending, the person will be able to see it non-verbally. Like when we talk about non-verbal ways, it means that there is no sound, people's action and behavior. So whatever, if it's a video, then make sure that the non-verbal also sells to inspire strong call to action. And also make sure that, as I said, the sound is off. And when the sound comes onto, the sound is something that delights the target market. The sound is something that they would want to listen to and everything. But if you are going to post it on your stories, you can add the sound straight away. But if it's not your stories and it's the feed, then make sure that you do it in an off sound mood as well. So that is very, very key. Another thing is that whatever content that you want to post on your mobile, make sure that it is relevant to your customer audience. Building the right message for the right people, that is targeting. So make sure it is relevant for the target audience. So build your audience. We've learned it. Now what you see here, this is a company. The company is called Pristel. This Pristel Prints has two different pieces of content. One is targeted towards parents. The other is targeted towards the children. The one for the youth is a bit playful, but the other one is not. And this company, they are into food. And so they wanted to make one that is kids friendly. If I click on it, it was supposed to play for you to see. I don't know why it's not playing. Okay, please, should I play it again? Should I play it again? I need just one person to respond. One person to respond. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to play the one which is kid friendly, and I'm going to play the one which is for parents. Okay, so this is for the millennials. Now let's play the one which is for this ad is, the first one is actually showing that for parents, your kid is safe when probably they are eating this, I don't know if it's a burger or whatever, they are eating the burger. And for them, because, you know, parents will have to buy it for the kids. So they put the burger around it and around the kids. I want to play it again so that you, around the kids, for you to know that it's actually safe, right? And then when it comes to the millennials one, what disappears in 3 seconds. Immediately you put in your mouth, it disappears for millennials. So you see this kind of ad, it's just the same concept, but then targeted towards different target market. So depending on what the target market, you know that we have the core, the primary and the secondary. Even for the primary, you can have about 2 or 3 primary targets and you can have about 2 or 3 secondary targets. So at each post that you are making, you should understand, or when you are planning your content, you should know which of my target do I want this ad to speak to. It could be those that shop monthly. If they shop monthly, what kind of ad do I want to create, and everything is supposed to come, and you are supposed to understand that very, very well. You're supposed to understand that very, very well. Okay, let's move on. So when you think, okay, as I said, the timing is 40 minutes. And so in the next 10 minutes, they are telling me that we are going to end, and I'll have to create another session for us to finish the class. So I'm teaching, but I'm going to create that. No, if I go and create it will, oh no. Okay, anyway. So when you think about building the content, it can be broken down into 2 stages. First off, you have to plan the content, and second, you have to create the content. There's a difference between planning the content and creating the content. Now, let's see what can we do. Let's start planning. Now, we are going to use the brand that we first used, the Distinctive Garden People. Bring that back to your mind. Now, use that to compare with your own company, because that's what we are supposed to implement. Let's see how brands like Distinctive Garden were able to create content for mobile by doing a little planning upfront. How did they plan? First off, you filled out your brief and really gave some thoughts to the audience. Okay. It's supposed to be, okay. So I just want to be fast about this. We've broken it into 3 buckets. The first one is to choose a theme that resonates with what you want to tell your audience about your business. Feel free to use any of the themes that you think about. So you have to be thinking about it right now. What theme do you want to resonate? What do you want to do? Do you want to have fun, jovial, informative? So mostly it's about educate, inspire, or inform, something like that. Education, it's about 3 E's, I've forgotten. But I think even here, we are going to learn some of them. But in marketing, we have remind, inform, educate. There is another one, the other day, persuade in marketing. So think of the theme that you want. What do you want to do? So the first, probably you want to engage them. If you want to engage them, what do? You consider sharing the story of how your business got started, or how you want to give back to the community. You show off your store or business with a visual tool. So if you want to engage them, these are some of the creative ideas that you would want to use. Telling how your business started, showing behind the scenes, your shop, show how you give back to society, your social responsibility. It's a way of engaging with the customers. It's a way of making them understand that, oh yeah, you are, how do I say it? You are human. You want to build a community. They can relate, a way for them to relate to you. That is very, very great. So one way to start thinking about what's and why you're advertising is using a brief. It's a way to start thinking about what kind of content you are building and why. So now let's take a look at Lucky Shrub. The first, you remember those that were selling the Christmas trees. Good. You all have a copy. No, you don't have a copy. You don't have a copy, sorry. I'm sorry for saying that. It's mostly for physical classes. So as you can see, this is the template to help you plan. The first question you ask yourself is, how would you describe your business to a friend? Just a friend. How would you describe your business to that friend? Then the second question is, what makes your business stand out? Somebody can type this and put it on the platform. What makes your business stand out? The third one is who are your customers as a people? Who are your customers? Let me see if I can take a picture and put it on the platform for us. The fourth one is what do you need to tell them about your products? And then what is the goal of that ad? This is the planning stage. The goal of that ad. I've just sent it to the platform. What is the goal of that ad that you want to run? So if you look at Lucky Shrub, we realize that Lucky Shrub is a local flower store. First, they think about how they will describe their business to a friend, and they say it's a hip, fun, urban plant shop made for plant lovers. Then they proceed on going to preservation of rainforest. So what makes their business stand out? That is your USP. What makes you stand out? Now, who are your customer audience? As I said, you can have different types of customer audience. Who do you want? What do you want to tell them in this particular ad, in this particular post that you are going to make? What do you want to tell them? And what goal do you want? Maybe you want them to click and get and send you messages. You want them to be aware that you are running this program, this business and all that. It is very, very important to understand that and know that. So you need to, you see, when it comes to just one content, one post, a lot of thinking needs to go into it. You don't just make the post. That is why we did the content creation plan the last time. I think that was last week, Wednesday or Tuesday. You need to plan. You need to really plan, even just one post. So that is why you need to plan ahead and draw the plan so that it will help you. So each day, each post has something, or you can plan for the week and then you start posting it. You need to think about all these things. It is very, very important. Now, the second one is for us to know what excites you. What excites you? From the brief, the one that I've shared on the platform, what's the Lucky Shrub, what they produce? They use the excited team to announce that they opened a new location in Brooklyn. So you see in the ad that they say that visit our new location in Brooklyn. Even this ad, personally to me, at a point, it will not really excite me because the background looks so clumsy and everything. It is not well laid out. But they are using exciting team. Why does this make you excitement? Because there are a lot of things happening at the background. There are a lot of flowers, lots of different flowers at the background. But then the text on the flyer, on the flower is not really that great for me personally. But then you might want to use an exciting theme. So it's either you are using an engaging theme or you are using an exciting theme. And in marketing, as I said, we have four. We have either you are educating, either you are informing, either you are persuading, or so in marketing, we have that four. Either you're educating, you are informing, you are persuading. The last one, I mentioned it earlier, but Maria is safe. Inspiring, thank you. Thank you. So this, if you want to then excite people, then you might want to be thinking of content like you are announcing a new location, you are announcing a promotion, a discount, you are telling them to come and get interactive with you. So strong call to action. You are designing, you design stuff with the customer in mind. That means that you are exciting them. So now we've planned. We know how to plan our content. You know how to plan it. Two ways, either to engage or excite them, or you can use the marketing. Once we break the exciting and the engaging down, you see that it will pick the marketing format as well. So you've planned it. How then do you create it? How then do we create it? That is the next part, that the tips that we are going to use. First off, you need to consider the format that you want to use. What format are you going to use? There are a lot of formats. If you are creating an ad, and I've always told you that when you talk about ad or Facebook ad, it means you are paying Facebook. Meta. You are paying Meta to create a campaign for you. And when it comes to that ad, when it comes to the normal post, you have option of GIF, video, proper video, slideshow, picture, flyer, just test. But when it comes to the ad, you have options like you can use a slideshow as well. So you stitch maybe pictures together and then you create a video. You can use a video itself, or you can use what we call carousel. So when it comes to the carousel ad, customers scroll through pictures or videos at their own speed. That one, it is not you that created the slide that every 5 minutes or every 5 seconds is supposed to move. It's the customer that will